and I keep clicking to go away buttons, I'll read you later. Hello, everybody. Hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Becca's not going to be able to join us tonight, so it's just me and Johnny, like old times.
Mm-hmm. The OG.
Oh, gee whiz.
Actually, somebody commented because it emailed me on a video we both did years ago. You had cat ears on. Somebody commented and YouTube sent me the comment for some reason.
I think that was on my channel because I remember that video where I had my pink cat ears on. Is everybody tired of turkey sandwiches and turkey whatever, turkey leftovers? So I fixed just a small turkey breast, and I have to say it was excellent. It was very juicy. It was one of the best ones I fixed in a while. But I decided, okay, the kittens are new. It's their first Thanksgiving. I'll fix it and see if they like turkey. My cats have always loved turkey. Lucy last year was like, she didn't really care for it. But she saw them going to town on the turkey. They lost their minds. They're like reaching up on my plate, trying to pull like whole slices off my plate. I'm like, no. Lucy sees them going crazy, so she decided she liked turkey now. She had a little competition.
Monkey see, monkey do.
Give her a little competition. She's in there with it.
I think I ate Reese's that day. I don't know what I had. Definitely didn't cook. That much I did know.
I didn't cook a lot. I fixed a little stuffing, the turkey breast, and some baby lima beans, and that was it. Didn't even do pie or anything for dessert.
I slept all day. That's pretty much what happened. Since nothing was happening at all, so I'm like, okay, go to sleep, wake up, went to sleep again, wake up. I don't know what. I woke up though, and it's one of those weird times where it's light/dark outside, and your phone says 5:48, and you think, is it 5:48 in the morning or is it 5:48 at night? I don't know because I've been in and out of consciousness, so I was like, it doesn't really matter. Where am I going? So, I didn't know what time it was. I didn't really care until it started getting darker and darker. Then I thought, okay, it's nighttime then.
All right, somebody's texting me after 7 o'clock. You know where I am at 7. You're too late. You have to wait till 9. What you got going on this week? I don't have Sacred Sounds of Coffee till next Monday.
I wanted to go live sometime this week. I need the calendar. Where's the calendar? Okay, so Thursday, me and Adrian will do horoscopes on Red Mental Healing. It will be around 4:30, 5:30, somewhere around that time Pacific, and 8, 7 Eastern. But she'll give you exact time beforehand. But that'll be Thursday on her channel. We were live yesterday on her channel. For those who missed that, it's up there now. I need to go live either Monday or Tuesday. Probably Tuesday, because I haven't been live in a while. But I don't have any topics though either, so I might just go sit outside and yap. So we'll see what happens. And nothing outside of that. Is it a time for a cooking video? No, it is not. I haven't been doing any cooking. I did everything that I've cooked has been inside the Ninja Foodie, and that's not really interactive. That's just throw all the crap, close the top, and
Set a timer.
we're basically just gonna sit and wait until it's done, and then so it's not really a cooking video. It's more just a regular live stream while something's cooking in the background.
I almost did my turkey breast in my Ninja Foodie, but I decided, no, I'm going to slow cook it in the oven so the smell will just permeate the whole house. And yeah, that was a bad choice because then the kittens are smelling it, for a few hours. Like, what's that? What's in the oven? Aspasia was commenting on the picture in the background. I took that at my rental house before I bought this house. I had big picture windows in the front and then backyard both. So when you sat in the living room, you could look out the front and back at the same time. And when it would snow, because I was up on a hill, I'd look down at all these beautiful rolling hills with snow.
That's nice. I thought it was an internet picture.
That's one I took.
That's
It's
nice.
a little bit fuzzy because I stretched it bigger for StreamYard. That just gives it kind of a soft look.
It's always nice to look at the snow when you ain't got nowhere to go. It is.
Uh-huh.
It's always nice to look at.
I think I took that one after a blizzard. We had when I first moved up here and I was in that rental house, we got a blizzard where we got like 19 inches of snow and I went nowhere. I was like, yeah, no. I mean, even when you've got snow equipment for the roads, it takes them a while to get rid of that much. So let's see. I have a lot of petty questions tonight, so it might be a little interesting. Let's start here. Beth Cat was telling me about this. My Pillow Mike Lindell wants to run for the head of the RNC against Ronna McDaniels. He wants to head the Republican.
Does he know what RNC stands for?
Republican National Committee, like DNC, RNC. My Pillow Mike, how's that going to go for you? Do they want a crazy screaming idiot for entertainment purposes only? You two.
Why is it the crazy
Running the RNC?
Okay. Mike Lindell. My Pillow.
Ooh, he's trying to buy his seat on that committee. I get that.
Really nice comforters. That's right. That's not what it stands for. That's what he probably thinks.
More like really nice communists. want a dictator running our country. Nope, they think you're crazy too, Mike. What are you getting?
The Eight of Wands and the Empress. This is a whim. I think I don't get the Fool, but I get this conversation is brand new. This is not something. This is not well thought out. So that's already a bad sign because you don't have much plan into this. The Five of Cups, Three of Cups. There's disappointment when it comes to collaborations. These people are not on your side. They're barely on each other's side. And they've been there for a minute. They definitely ain't here for you. The Eight of Chariots. The Chariot and the Eight of Pentacles with the Six of Swords. Trying to pull this together, it's not really going to happen, and not unless you bribe every single person. But that's not going to happen either. The Hangman, stuck, stagnant, moving, going nowhere. It's this dead in the water, buddy.
It's interesting. I got the Chariot and the Hangman too. I get he's trying to buy it. Like he's trying to put a lot of money into it. Nope. You've lost your mind. You've just cracked up. You've had a mental breakdown. We'll take your contributions though. They want to. I'm getting probably returned to the same boss they've had, so probably Ronna. And I get that Chariot, and you're nuts. Yeah, it's not going to work for you. Time to move on. And the Chariot, move on. And I get Russia doesn't want you, Mike. Spirit's being petty too.
Can we ask, is he going to continue to try to get into politics now? Since he has tried to help Trump with the election and all that. Now you want to run for RNC chair. So is he going to continue, like maybe go for a governor's seat one day, or go for the House or the Senate, or is he going to dive into politics now?
At least till all his court cases start bankrupting him.
Mm-hmm. But that, I mean, it's the same with all of them. Rich people, what do you get a rich person? You get them new experiences. Is what you get them. So,
thank you, Joe.
He has nothing else to do. Ain't no sick kids or animals you can go help. But no, let's try to run for office. Politics.
Need to find him a woman. I heard Marjorie Taylor Greene will be available soon. Doesn't that sound like a match made in heaven? Or hell or somewhere. Thank you, Desiree.
Crackhead versus the steroid freak. Lord. I think he will abandon this for a short while. The Eight of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups. He will leave this, but not forever. He will come back to this eventually, because I got the King of Swords, Ten of Pentacles. He wants to be a legacy Republican, like a lifelong one. The Page of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, Queen of Swords. He needs an agreement. So I think he's going to maybe try a little strategy plan and get somebody on his side, maybe some brash, vindictive woman, we shall see. But the Four of Pentacles, he's gonna try again, but just not right now. Well, once they kick him out of the way, not right now.
I think he's off his meds. It's like, he wants to do an abundance of work. It's like, let me do this, let me do that, let me do that. And I know his My Pillow business has been suffering, but he's all over the place and trying to get to higher ground, but he's not balanced. And he's got to spread himself too thin. But I do feel like he tries to buy his way into things through donations. And this is probably Rona again. We'll take your donations. Go ahead. But as far as him working in politics, it's like it's always a plan. It never gets off the ground. I think he'll move forward with something on the internet, though. Watch him get some new internet enterprise going. Maybe he'll buy Truth Social.
He'll get a podcast. That's what they all do. That's easier. Mike Pence got one, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think so. Can you imagine how boring that is to listen to him? For 5 minutes, I'd be...
They call it ambient. That's what they call it.
Low hertz. So the Manhattan DA is reopening the Stormy Daniels hush money case. Surprise, surprise. Since Michael Cohen was sent to prison for it. They didn't say they were, indicting Trump or anything. They just said they were reopening the investigation. So how's that going to go for Trump? Is somebody else going to serve jail time that wrote the check?
It's always the people around it. Which is why you think they would scatter like roaches when they start to see, this one went through it, that one went through it, that one went through it. Let me try it too, then.
Kind of like, well, everybody else is opening investigations on Trump. We might as well reopen this one.
Oh, good God. So, heck of a Three of Swords now. Like
oh, my God. How can he be beheaded?
Stabbed in the back and get your head cut off.
Which is how you get rid of Medusa. You cut the head off. Just don't look at her while you're doing it, or you're gonna
Approach
throw
from
a
the back
stone.
too, I bet. Um. Hmm. Okay. Sometimes I hate cards like these because I have a bias. I will admit. I would love to see Donald Trump in jail, in prison, excuse me, different things. But the cards always tell you something legal is going to go wrong, and then you get your high hopes going, and then, anyway, even you shouldn't approach it that way because it's not very neutral, but neutral does not live here right now. Three of Swords, Three of Cups. There's betrayal in the group. There's some sort of group here that was once all together, and there's some betrayal within it. I think everybody, and it's not just probably Michael Cohen, it's a couple other people, they may be all now trying to look out for themselves because there may be some sort of paper trail to them or something. Strength in the world. This is actually going to be completed, or was complete, and then there's the Tower and the Justice. So Justice does bring some sort of upheaval. So something is being dug up. What you thought was done, what you thought was complete. And what's interesting too, that little rune on there is Hagalos. That means destruction. And then you get this here too. So there's some sort of and this little character in this Justice card is called Tyr. Tyr sacrificed his hand. So there might be someone here who might sacrifice for the greater good of something, cause justice to upheave, and it may be some chaos coming. And the word of warning is 7 of Wands. Someone cannot defend against this. I don't have a Trump in here, though. But since we're asking about him, he may have no defense for this. Now, that does not mean he goes to prison and they're going to throw him under it and all that. That just means there's no defense. So probably slap on the hand and a fine, knowing them, but we'll see.
Yeah, we're going to have to look at why did they reopen this case, because I get, in the past there's something mysterious about the unfinished work they walked away from, right? So structurally they're getting back into it, and for Trump it's going to throw him off balance. So there's something really strange about why it ended before, like some secret agreement or something. But I get returning to it's going to shed more light on the money. I think Stormy is working with them on this case, and they feel like they've got enough evidence now to take it to court and indict somebody. Now, did he write that check out of Trump org or out of his campaign finance fund?
I don't know.
Remember. Because I'm getting it might tie into Trump org.
Oh.
But it's tying into some money, either Trump org or campaign finance fraud, or I think it was out of his campaign fund though, because they were talking about it could be campaign finance fraud, but there's Sneaky Pete there. It's going to make Trump all emotional. He's just going to. Let's ask why now? Why did they get back into it now? It's been months since they announced they were walking away with it. The governor did get reelected in New York.
President Donald Trump's former lawyer Michael Cohen testified to Congress on Wednesday that some reimbursement checks were issued to him for hush money payments, according to Reuters. Hush money payments to adult film star were signed by Donald Trump Jr. and the Trump Organization's chief financial officer. So it may have come out of Trump org. Signed a $35,000 check while he was president to pay him for hush money.
There were 3 checks because Junior signed like 2 of them and Trump signed 1. Because there were 3 checks that they got Michael Cohen on. It's like, how can you get the lawyer that delivered the check and you don't get the person that wrote it?
Let me digging this back up. Cohen pled guilty in August to a campaign finance violation related to arranging the payments, though.
So it did come out of campaign finance.
Boy, that Donald Trump show screwed up y'all's life, I tell you. So why are they digging this back up?
Look at that, trying to find balance again.
I'm going to say it's a testimony or some sort of evidence, maybe that was, but it's words, so I can't say necessarily evidence, so maybe some hearsay, but they showed you the smoke, so now you just need to find the fire. So there's a person here with the Ace of Cups and then the Eight of Wands. So someone talked the Eight of Swords and the Page of Wands. There's some sort of information that's captured somewhere. So this may be paper trail, this may be computers, something. It's somewhere limited. So, and then there's the Justice and the Six of Pentacles. This has something to do with financial gifts of some sort that have some illegality to it. So, testimony. That's what
I agree. Testimony. So there's somebody whistle blew on this, and again, they have new information, some new truth that will burden Trump. So timing, yeah, let's go back and revisit this. It's going to burden Trump and one other man. I get a Page of Pentacles right by Trump. Thievery that they're caught in, maybe even shifting money around. So watch the money trail. So maybe they shifted money from somewhere into the campaign thing and then paid Stormy. God knows. I mean, he lies on his taxes, so God knows where the money actually came from, or maybe it came from overseas into his campaign finance or something. There's more to it on the money. So again, they've got unfinished work, and there's something that Trump personally has lied about that he's going to be caught in.
everything but his first name.
Despicable. Well, while we're on who's running for different positions, Ye of the Cons is interested in running for president. And Donald told him when he was down there with the neo-Nazi guy, Fuentes, told him, oh, don't run for office. Yeah, because you couldn't handle the competition, could you, Donald? Yay of the Cons.
Wants to run for president.
Wants to run for president. Because, anti-Semitics.
Sad thing is, just like the Don Con, somebody would vote for him. Lord Jesus.
Well, probably Nick Fuentes or whatever his name is. No, he's loyal to Trump. They even commented on that. Like, he's a loyalist. Yeah, he's also a Nazi.
Okay, well, okay, good Lord.
Say nay to yay.
I'll leave those out then. Okay. How's this gonna go?
Went down there to ask business advice to somebody that filed bankruptcy 6 times. Really
Okay.
smart. Really smart. Yay.
This with these cards. Okay. Okay, that's exactly what's happening here. I won't even need the rest of the cards. I'm gonna pull them out anyway. But oh, good Lord. Okay. Oh, good. Ooh. Okay, so when I did his tableau, I said there's something wrong with some little business he got by the water. And y'all said that he's got his school or something in, I forget where. But anyway, your business, your business and businesses, Ten of Swords, Eight of Pentacles, both of these flew out. And this one, there's 2 Ten of Swords in this deck, and I keep this one for denial. I think you are treading water and you know it, but you keep thinking, okay, it's going to get better or everything is okay, or somebody's convincing you that it is, but everything is going down the toilet. There's some sort of scheme you're trying to cook up with the Seven of Swords, but it's actually not working because you don't know how to pull this off. Maybe that's why you went to see the wizard, but there's something that you're trying to do and it's just not going to work. There's way too many avenues and you don't know how to do this type of thing. You're also going to be weighed down by some lack of resources. Now, he's not broke, but there's something, you're lacking something. You're lacking judgment too, by the way, but that's a no-brainer. But you're going to be lacking something and it's going to cause a huge, huge burden. And it may just simply be the understanding, because these swords are mental. It may be the understanding of what it is you're trying to do. You cannot pull this off. Seven of Cups is here for a reason. You can't do this. It ends in the Four of Swords. You're going to have to take a step back and you may have a breakdown or so. Naive.
Yeah. Isolated, maybe in a little padded cell, right next to Trump's, maybe. Put him in a straitjacket. Yeah, you're nuts, dude. You've lost before you even started because you don't have the support. He may, trying to look for donors. Yeah, no. I do feel like he was looking for information. He's trying to change something with properties, and it's a manipulation. So I do feel like he asked Trump something about properties. Where's the card? I keep trying to something about properties, housing or something. How to change something on contracts or forms or something, and he's crazy if he runs for president. He's trying to do something. It's like, yeah, because that's who you're going to go talk to, the one that's all over the news, how he falsified the value of his properties.
Well, can we ask this too? In the light of Trump University, Kanye West has a school too, $15,000 a year. Can we do a general read on his school, like the health of it? And because he was apparently rumored also to be shutting the school down. And then there was someone else said that, no, it's not going to be shut down just yet, but possibly. But then people are angry because they paid $15,000 and then you're going to shut it down. So can we just do a general read on that to see
on the school and see if he's got it, because Trump had to pay a bunch of people back for their tuitions and stuff.
Maybe he'll get sued and
all this stuff that he promised through the university that never happened.
Because this is for little kids and it's not accredited, and so
it's not college.
It's for kids.
Oh, like that's the person you trust with the education of your children. Does anyone in America have discernment anymore? I just don't get it.
And that's another thing that's very shadowy, because since it's private as well, they don't have to disclose a whole bunch of stuff. So you don't really know what they're being taught and how they're being taught or who the teachers are or pretty much nothing.
He probably has Kid Rock and they're teaching him.
He's the science teacher. Oh.
I guarantee you there's no teacher named Goldberg, Goldstein, or anything after his last comments.
As in a general read, there is some people here that are going to be exiting very quickly. There's some disaster coming to some relationships and to some emotions and to all of that. There is a huge amount of lack. I don't know if the doors are going to be closed without warning or something. I don't know. But the Six of Swords, trouble, transition, the Five of Pentacles thrown out in the cold, and lack. There again is something wrong with the property itself. That's what I've got in his tableau too. There's the Two of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles and the Five of Swords. He's trying to maneuver something within, like Jen said, within property or something like that. Because here in the word of warning is also a scheme of some sort that he is trying to cook up that came up in his last read.
On the bottom.
And once again, there's some disaster around this school. So this is not.
Did you look at my cards before you pulled?
And it's just a matter of time, too. So whatever it is that he has got going on in this place, if you're there, exit stage left now. Consider the $15,000 a lesson, I guess.
Yeah, because this is like a grift. He's stealing for the school, and like you said, like there's a whole bunch of people that are quite emotional and getting more vocal about it. They've already lost money. And, that it's just a matter of time here. I get that through the courts, there's going to be a lot of illumination. It's definitely going to court. There will be paybacks back to people. And then all of his financial security, thank you, Mags, all of his financial security that he thought he had, it's like, pace yourself, because this is all coming to an end. There is corruption all over this. All over this.
Yay! Went to the wizard to see how he can do it.
Yay of the cons. So after now Trump is blaming Kanye for bringing Nick Fuentes. It's like, I doubt that. After his dinner with Kanye and Nick Fuentes, who have both been extremely anti-Semitic, what does Jared Kushner feel about Trump now? His own son-in-law, who happens to be Jewish, and his daughter, who changed to Judaism. I can't talk today. Getting tongue-tied. Either that or I drank too much iced coffee and I'm running on caffeine now. We've been doing lives together for 3 years on Halloween. We celebrated our 3-year Sunday live this past Halloween. It's playing chat scheme. So what's Jared think of Dad now? And Ivanka's not going to help Daddy campaign, she says. So somebody may be a little miffed in her daddy. Thank you,
Seven
Thomas.
of Cups is the first card. Thank you, Thomas. The first, so there is some. Donald Trump's not really that deep, so you shouldn't be confused. But there's I think the confusion comes in on how do we get away from him? How do we break away with the Eight of Cups? How do we leave this behind? How do we go to the new thing? Because there's your conflict and you're fighting, especially when it comes to the public. They may not want to show that to everybody with the Four of Pentacles trying to hide the hand as well. But I think there is going to be a blowout. This was in one of his tableaus too, that his relationships are deteriorating very, very, very fast, especially the more that the law starts to look at them and say, because you were associated with, we need to ask you some questions. And so they're trying to break away. They're having a hard time doing it without appearing to be fractured in the public. But yeah, you give him a dark room and no witnesses, then Donald Trump problem is over for everybody. I just say it.
I have a follow-up question already just from the cards. It's like, he made money off of him in the past, but that's changed now. He is not happy with him. And he's sitting in some pretty harsh judgment. But what's really interesting, what's getting ready to come up, I'm getting, he's going to talk, he's going to flip in courts. He's got illumination, and he's going to crash a tower down on Trump in the courts. Stealing in the insurrection, he's going to talk, he's going to talk, he's going to talk. He's quite emotional now. So can we ask, will Jack Smith subpoena or request Jared to come in and talk to one of his grand juries? Yeah, I think it was Michael Cohen said that he thinks Jared is probably the snitch that told about the documents at Mar-a-Lago.
I think so too. Since that man took office a long time ago, we have been reading, is there a spy in the White House? And everybody gets yes, yes it is, yes it is, yes. And it's always who, because there's no Jared card necessarily, like his name's not written at the bottom, but there was always somebody in his inner circle. There was always
somebody close to him.
Will he be subpoenaed? I think he'll be interviewed for sure. Absolutely. I get the Sun and the Hangman, so he may be definitely caught up. But I get the Sun confirmation. Yes, the Page of Cups and the Eight of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands. I think multiple times though, because this is going to stretch out over a little bit, and so this may be multiple times that someone goes and investigates for progress of the case. I don't see, however, a lack of cooperation, but I only pulled 6 cards, so I don't think he's going to have to twist his arm, though. He is Slender Man.
Slender Man. I get definitely he's going to talk. He's going to talk to them. I get he's already talked to him in the past, and I know he talked to Mueller, but he may have already talked to the grand jury or something, or one of the grand juries. But I get, treason. Yeah, I can support that. I'll give you everything you need on that. They're keeping it quiet, so I think he may have already talked to the grand jury. But will he go in again? Probably so. Because that nostalgia card is like doing something again, and I get he will bully Trump in court. There's corruption. He knows who he partnered with. There's imbalances in the money.
Trump's not helping himself because now he's attacking the guy.
Illumination on work that they did. It's like, he's gonna blab.
Can I ask a
petty question?
a family feud question? The legal torment that Donald Trump is facing right now. Does Ivanka feel bad about any of it? Or is she okay with the potential of him going to jail and sort of being out of her hair? Or is she woke up and worried that her father might be arrested one day?
So many people were texting her on January 6th because, she can use that daddy voice to try and talk him into doing a video and telling people to go home.
Is she concerned or worried at all
about daddy?
Reminds me, there's a TV show called The Nanny with Fran Drescher a long time ago. And one of the characters, Cece, she was very heartless, well, sort of. And she asked her a question. She said, when they shot Bambi's mother, did you find that a sad moment? I kind of get that feel. It's like, hey, Ivanka, do you see your father's like wigging out right now? Are you at all worried? Do you care? Are you getting popcorn reserves like the rest of us? Like, what's happening right now? Does she even care?
Spirit's going to be petty tonight.
Oh Lord, the image. Just the Six of Swords, but it looks like somebody was dancing, and then the song "I'm Walking on Sunshine" started playing in my head. So it's like Lord, okay. Six of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, troubled transition through time. I think she is kind of waiting for it to be over, but Three of Wands, Six of Wands, Knight of Wands, Eight of Wands, a bunch of actions and talking. I don't get cups anything. It's like,
Cold and calculating.
yeah,
Not emotional at all. Where's my
not in
money?
this case.
Where's my money?
I don't think she cares like that. As
I
long
don't
as
think
she's in trouble.
I don't think she's thinking about emotions or feelings at all. And I just sloshed tea all over my cards. Yeah. You do not want to get tarot cards wet because then they start sticking together.
I just got some.
Yeah, she's isolated from him. She's trying to stay far away. She's like, sneaking around because things are getting out of balance. Things are shifting now. She knows that the bully is very unlikely to beat this. And she's just looking out to protect herself. I guess she's gone quiet as a tomb. I get there's something new that's going to come out about his relationship with Putin and Russia. And it's going to be pretty painful to watch. Sorry, I keep wiping the tea off my cards. I keep seeing the shiny spots of tea. It's going to be very painful to watch, but she knows some truths about things that happen overseas that she's not talking about. He's already, in her mind, he's already lost the Republican support. And she's just like, where can I make some money? I need a job. I need a new job. Okay, I'm gonna have to set these cards aside because I got them too wet and get it.
So much for loyalty. At least until you start causing me issues and troubles, I guess.
Luckily, I have lots of copies of this deck because I go through 3 or 4 of them a year doing personal readings.
It's like you and Lori, the only people I know that the face of the card is like all like somebody took and just scratched the crap.
Yeah, the corners worn off, and and I don't shuffle hard, but yeah, they start fraying out.
I like the more look.
This deck, it's funny. This deck back in the summer got humidity in it, so I didn't use it for a while. I let it dry out because it got all swollen. But I don't know if you can see the difference in the thickness of the deck. It's still much thicker. It's like, what? Why doesn't this get skinny again? It's like it's got 20 more cards in the deck than that one, and it's like, no.
That's this one. It's this is just, I don't know, the cardstock doesn't seem to be that thick, but it is. And it's like it's hard to shuffle. You think, did the card pop out, or is there just too many in here?
This is my favorite deck, for political readings because I see it very quickly with this deck. I'm so used to it. I've used it so long that I literally go through probably 4 a year.
I have that one too.
The back looks good. The back holds up. It's the face of the cards I wear off for some reason. Well, while we're talking about family, what does Tiffany's new husband think about Trump and his new in-laws? The whole Trump family.
It's new in-laws. You don't
What?
just marry them; you marry the family.
You got the Medusa and all the little snakes.
All the little spawns. You married one. So.
Yeah, we got Roro up here to read. I forget what his name is, but he's supposedly a billionaire. He's probably like Trump, billionaire on paper and nothing in the bank. I have another petty question after this.
Mhm.
I have to thank our viewers on my community tab when I posted for questions. Y'all gave a lot of petty questions this week, and I was just laughing as I was going through the questions because we like petty.
The Hermit and the Four of Wands, he would like isolation. So I think he would love if he just married Tiffany and not Tiffany and them. But because there's your house, your household, Four of Wands, and then there's your isolation. So he would love to just be away from them with the Strength and the Ace of Pentacles. There's also a financial incentive to knowing them, though. The Moon and the Knight of Swords, someone is erratic and a bit of a lunatic, actually, too. So he may have the same opinion of the Dawn as the rest of us, that someone lacks judgment, someone lacks foresight, someone lacks discernment, someone lacks blah, blah, blah. And then there is the Seven of Swords in the word of warning. So there may be a bit of schemes and backdoor deals and all that kind of crap. And he has a very weird family to be married into, and he thinks the same of Trump as the rest of us, I do believe.
I think so too. The world card is about completion, done, starting something new. I get they're a bunch of thieves and they talk too much, and they're stuck. Because all that family money, they're all crashing and burning, and they lie too much. Hey Tiffany, let's go move overseas. Let's go live overseas. It's like if he asks a question of Trump, he better be ready to protect himself because Trump's going to be looking for money.
Let's see.
So while we're on Tiffany, who paid for her wedding? Tell you, we got good petty questions today, and I love it.
J. Gene Wentworth. He paid for her wedding.
1-800-Lawyers.
He spent enough there. Who paid for the wedding?
Her cheap little Easter egg colored, thank you, Margaret, Easter egg colored sprayed hydrangeas that look nasty and not even in season. It was the tackiest flowers I've ever seen at a wedding. Thank you, Mary.
Who paid for it? Yeah, the King of Swords. He, which is probably Trump, there's something around the resort itself that he paid for. They got charged, mind you, but he paid for something there as far as like the building or something of that nature. But there was actually a bit of a disagreement back and forth with the Five of Wands and the Knight of Wands. And it was relegated to her people or her husband or something of that nature, because he is the hermit apparently. Donald Trump may have paid something in the venue, not for the venue, something in the venue, but the bulk of it was this guy.
Here's the wedding on the bottom. So I love it when the card reflects what the question is. Yes, I get the bare minimum and the workers and everything. One of her husband's relatives, and I'm going to say his mother, because I have the Empress here also, I think his mother paid for the wedding. Because I get at the root of things, Trump was being erratic and burdening the whole process and didn't have the money. Like if we're waiting on him to pay anything, it's not happening. And I get also their honeymoon trip was paid for by her. So it wasn't paid for by Trump.
Lord. What does he pay for? Anything?
Porn stars. Yeah, you get somebody else to deliver the check, so he doesn't get arrested.
I'll pay you.
Somebody else's fingerprints on that check at the last. Let's check in on Warnock and Walker. Just because I started the early voting. Let's see how that runoff's going to go. However you want to look at it.
I'm trying to think what kind of spread can I do.
If you want to pull cards on each and see which one looks better. Your little wet nose sniffing at me is tickling your hand. Row.
5 cards for Warnock. Let's do that. It's the benefit of having 99 decks. So we'll use 2 different ones here. Warnock.
Row stood up. I have to claim my table space back quick and spread my elbows out so she doesn't leave where I spread my cards. I'm learning. Like when you have entities in your home, you have to claim your space. Ooh, there's something sneaky going on with this runoff. Oh, I'm going to have to ask it a different way. Who's going to be sworn in? Because there's some people working together like legally to try and crash and burn this whole election. I get, at the root of this, Warnock should be the winner, but there's all this sneaky stuff going on, and I'm going to ask it differently. I'm going to ask, will Warnock be sworn in?
Does anybody know his sign?
Yep. Walker uses Texas as his state of residential living, so he's pulling a Dr. Oz.
Mm-hmm. A Leo. Raphael Warnock is a Leo. Okay. So let's see. Warnock. Will he be sworn in?
Will he be sworn in January? I can't shuffle with this thicker deck. I'm dropping cards everywhere.
Marshall Walker, will you be sworn?
Thank you, Uma.
Be sworn.
Getting the same mischief going on. Like I get, he hangs on to the seat in celebrations, but then like taking it through the courts or something and making a big old mess of it.
These competitions I don't get the clear. Because for him, for Warnock, I get the moon and the 3 of swords, so that's a no. And then for Walker, I get the ace of cups, but the devil. So the moon is treachery, and then the devil's the devil. So it would be, and I kind of start
That
to.
devil looks like Medusa.
I hate to keep saying, "Oh, there's cheating," and because I'm not trying to be so salacious and raise the ire of everybody in the world. And I knew it, but there is something not right. The
There's
devil's
something sneaky going on.
and the moon is the moon. So Three of Swords is, I mean, yes, it's a no card, but why Three of Swords? So
because I get like it goes through the courts and it's a tower moment for Warnock. I get he secures it, but then there's like some indecision, and then I get he gets the strength card. So I'm leaning towards Warnock's.
so
I don't know if anybody heard anything about
I hate to believe
suppression tricks they're doing in Georgia, but
when this is over, how will Warnock feel about the election? Do you feel he's been cheated, or will he feel like Georgia came through for him? What's the other fool's thing?
I get he gets the job. I'm getting it now that ultimately, he gets the commitment, he gets the votes, he gets the job. And on the bottom, I have the Ace of Wands. So I think he'll prevail. It's just going to be a tough road. They live in Georgia, and you need to drive people to go vote. Drive them.
Is a Pisces. Is Herschel Walker. That's what I get here. King of Cups and the Emperor. Six of Swords, Knight of Wands. He feels as though there's transition and progression. Thrown out in the cold with the Five of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, and the Lovers. But he feels, last card, Seven of Wands, higher ground. And so hopefully he gets it. I'll say fingers crossed. But there's way too many Herschel-like cards popping.
I like this question. Are we putting too much hope in Jack Smith? Because we put a lot of hope into Mueller, and then Barr squelched everything, even though we all saw that Mueller wrote about, obstruction of justice and everything. Are we putting too much hope in Jack Smith, or how will America view his investigation? The majority of Americans view it as successful.
Let's see. And remember, we are the majority. I know what it looks like. Look at what it is. Remember, Hillary won. Just so we're clear on that too. Okay. Putting too much hope in the wizard himself, because he looks like he has magical powers. He just does.
He just looks like I am, and I mean, he was all over documents in court on Thanksgiving Day. It's like, take this, Trump, stupid lawyers. No, you can't do that. He was getting in Judge Cannon's face on Thanksgiving Day and something he filed. I'm like, he is down to work, and he is all over it.
And all of the astrologers, because they can't find his accurate date of birth and everything. Everybody wants to look at it.
The internet, it says 1949. It's like, there's no way that, he's younger than me. He's in his 50s.
So we don't know his sign either, do we?
Thank you, Adrian.
I wonder if he's a water sign because there is a King of Cups that pops up here. And are we putting too much hope into Jack Smith?
Or will we think he's very successful?
There's the Five of Wands, which is combat in disputes, and King of Cups, Six of Swords, Four of Pentacles. So he is actually working. This is not something, though, he's kind of doing the Merrick. This is not something that he is doing for public consumption. He's actually doing his job or something of that nature. Three of Cups, the Tower, and the King of Wands. There is a committee, though, that he is up against. Someone is trying to blow open his entire thing, or some sort of little group of people is trying to get in some sort of investigation. So in his investigation. Page of Wands and the Word of Warning, which is the talking. The Word of Solace is the Ace of Swords. And then the Five of Swords is how it ends. So will we see it as successful? I think he will be branded as the bully. So in our eyes, it may be successful because we don't call him that. So
Yeah, I read with Autumn on Thanksgiving Day, and every time we read on him, I got the bully card. So I think this is my new Jack Smith card. Like,
yeah,
don't mess with Jack. You don't know Jack, you will know Jack. Don't mess with Jack because he is showing up as the bully card. I get like, Americans that run a loop in their head, need to temper themselves down. Like, oh, this is going to be like the Mueller thing all over again. Be patient, because he's got abundance of things that he's got to work through, and he is persistent. So I get there's going to be a lot of illumination, and he's also partnering, with his boss Garland. There's a lot of unfinished questioning to still go on with the grand juries, and he is going to be releasing statements periodically, like where he's at. It's kind of the feeling I get. This is my card for America. America's will be celebrating, will be overcome with emotion a little bit and a little bit surprised. So I think in general, Americans will feel like he did a good job. So Trump is threatening Jack Smith's wife on Truth Social. Like, the most misnamed company ever, right? Truth or Dare is more like it. Social. He's threatening Jack Smith's wife over and over in public comments, which everybody's printing, everybody's saving, in their phones and stuff. I'm sure, Trump doesn't think about it, that those can be used in a court of law. Will it work against him for obstruction charges? Because he's threatening the special counsel's wife?
I think he couldn't get lower. He finds bottom and he raises it.
Like, I'm in trouble. Let me attack the guy's wife, just like I attacked Ted Cruz's wife. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not the president anymore. I can be indicted.
Especially attack the man's wife who tries people like you in The Hague all the time, or investigates people like he's not scared of you.
He is not intimidated by you. I guarantee you, Garland gave him some extra protection, Secret Service around his house.
Yeah, dog it. What was I asking? I pulled cards over.
Is the Trump threats, will it be used against him for obstruction charges, yes, like added to his obstruction?
There's the messages, the Page of Wands. This is usually my headlines card too. So it's anything in newspapers, Truth Social, social media, anything like that will be investigated. Knight of Wands, so someone, King of Wands, so someone is investigating. Four of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups. There is going to also be something that is maybe on a server or something of that nature that is going to be dragged off of it. So they are saving all of this stuff. Everything you say can and will be used against you, Mr. Miranda. So the Two of Swords and the Four of Swords, they're just biding their time, though. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. It will be used against him.
There's Jack's wife on the bottom. Yes, I almost stopped right there because it's like, yes, this will return to haunt Trump because True Social is his vehicle. It's his platform, and he's trying to get people to move on forward, on his behalf. So be patient because as this works its way through the courts, you're going to see some of that evidence come back out, and it's like, oh, looky here, you're threatening my wife, and then I get the bully and the trump card. So the bully is Jack, I know now. So
That's interesting. He comes up there because I did a reading on him now twice, and the five was I didn't think to connect him, but it makes sense.
well, that winning at all costs, and let's ask, why does he come out as that card? What
Let me pick it out.
what is it? The five of, yeah. At least I don't draw it. All right, I just had you in the last read. Where did I put it?
Funny thing is, if I did a read, it popped right out.
Yeah, if I read on Jack, it would pop right up. I must have stuck it back in the middle or something.
Between the two of Pentacles and the Tower.
There it is, right in the middle of the deck. I did. I stuck it back in the middle. Thank you, Caroline. Why does he keep showing up as the five of swords? Using that as my significator. For the tarot newbies. Oh, and his wife keeps wanting to pop out. Thank you, Cold Toes.
I think because he can be harsh. The Queen of Swords is your best friend when she's on your side, and then not so much when she's not. She has been through a lot. She's seen a lot. She's very, 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 very experienced. The right hand receives, the left hand gives. So she's got all the knowledge of life that then she passes it out. Page of Pentacles by the book. This is the academic. So this is a person also very, very intelligent. Now, like it, love it, hate it, or leave it, the Five of Swords is the bully because they came to the dance a little more prepared than the other two people. They thought they were going to play by one set of rules when the rules were changed 5 minutes before you got there, and then you didn't know it, but they did, and then they get the bully title. So the Nine of Swords and the Hierophant, there's also a lot of worry for very high-profile people. And then the Nine of Cups in the Strength, he has a way, though, of getting what he wants, not by force, but by intelligence. And so he could be harsh and go for it. That's what I say.
Yeah. And also his work with the Hague overseas, his work there. The bully can temper people. He can squash them down. He's taken all their weapons, right? It's like, hang on here. He has a lot of internal wisdom, and it's interesting. I'm getting that feminine wisdom card. He knows how to take things in and nurture it and contemplate on it. He wins a lot. He knows how to defend himself and how to win a lot. I get that Queen of Swords too, that clarity of thought. And I get, he knows the right time to break things apart, to like just junk. He also knows how to let go of what doesn't serve him anymore, which is also the Tower card for me. Like, let go of what doesn't work in this case. He doesn't have that indecision. It was interesting because my indecision card came out reversed. He doesn't have indecision. If it was this way, he'd have indecision. I didn't do reversals, but it came out reversed. He doesn't have indecision. And he will look at Trump as the criminal he is from every angle, every aspect, he will scrutinize every detail. He's very practical and down to earth. And he's got to have something tangible, physical evidence. It can't be hearsay. It has to be tangible things that he can take to court.
One thing about the Five of Swords, too, is the people walking away have no injuries. And so there is again, to your temperance card, to my strength card, there's a diplomacy there. I know how to win without hurting you at all. Now, your pride and your feelings and all that, this is a sword card. They don't care about your feelings, but
he doesn't even take the time to pick up all your swords. He only needed those 3. It's like, I just had to make my point. I don't even have to pick up those other 2 swords. I'm very intimidating without holding all the swords.
Well, hopefully, again, because I'm tempering myself, because I don't want to say, "Oh, go get him, Jack," and then nothing happened. Then Jack squat happens, and so it's like, but I'll wait and see. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, so MTG, Miss Monistat herself, because the House funds special counsels, they have to approve the budget for that. She wants to stop the budget for his position. So will the House Republicans take away the budget from Jack Smith? Although he's probably not going to need a lot of time to wrap things up because he had so much
hand to do. GoFundMe and the DNC should spring to the rescue. Okay.
And then we'll send Jack back to The Hague where he can bring up Putin on some charges of war crimes.
Bring back the beheading for that one.
Well, it was interesting because, Garland just went over to Ukraine back in the summer to talk about war crimes that were going on there. So I'm betting he talked to Jack Smith at that time. Hey, we need you over here in the States because we got our own war criminal. We stole top secret documents. Will the House stop the funding of Jack Smith's special counsel?
They will try. The speaker here. The speaker, the 4 of swords, 10 of swords, 2 of swords, 8 of cups. There's some sort of blockage that they're trying to do. And the sun would be your guess that they are definitely trying. But there's something that they may be blocked or may have to walk away from too. This is possibly to what we kept getting when we were talking about Biden's relationship with the House. Is there's some little drips and drops of support that could turn something on its head. And so they may be blocked from completing this, but we shall see.
Yeah, I get it. They'll try the erratic ones. They'll try. Interesting. Their support, with the erratic ones to do that. But here's Jack, and the transition team. I think they'll have a hard time doing it because I get there's a clinging to Jack. He may already have a lot of things started through the court, so he may have indictments already that he's moved forward on. And I get Garland would come up with the money somehow to cover it. So I don't know how that would happen, but I get Garland would come up with it. But I get people across both sides of the aisles would fight it. So would they try? Yes. Will they succeed? I don't think so, because I think he'll have so many oars in the fire already that it will look very hackish. Which leads to the next question. When will Jack Smith start indictments? Because I'm thinking he needs to start some soon, especially if there's members of Congress involved before MTG's renewed her, before the Republicans have power.
We're still in November, December. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to try and look in weeks. You readers out there learning tarot, all y'all that took Johnny's class, it's very important if you're going to try a timeline reading to state what that is as you're shuffling. Are you going to look in months, weeks, or days?
And what I got, because Pentacles are Earth. Earth is more fall, and Swords are winter, cold steel, and then Cups are spring, water, spring, rain, and then Wands are fire, so that's summer. So I had these two to pop out, which is the Ace of Pentacles, so that'll be my date. So, or since it's the what do I have? The Earth and the Swords take longer. So for me, those are the months or the years. For fire and water, since it's spring and summer, those are my days or my hours or things of that nature. So there is possibly 1 month in the winter. So possibly next month, December. We shall see. And then another in the summer.
Yeah, I think something's happening in December because somebody's put in defense mode in about 2 weeks, and it's interesting. This came out reversed again. I made sure I flipped it around. I went back. You saw me like I was like, where'd it go? I got to flip it around. There's no indecision about it, but that's a 2 card also. So like 2 weeks, and I've got the 2 of Pentacles on the bottom. I think he's got somebody in defense mode in a couple of weeks. I think within 9 weeks, we may see an indictment on Trump himself of some kind.
That'd be awesome.
That would either be in 9 weeks, or that could be also be around Christmas time because it's got a Christmas wreath on it. That and the World card have Christmas wreaths on it. They kind of flash at me sometimes as Christmas time. So we shall see. The Republicans, Kevin McCarthy wants to remove Adam Schiff from his committees when they take over. Will they? Wants him removed from all his committee assignments, just like Marjorie Taylor Greene was thrown off hers. It's tit for tat now.
You know, someone made a comment in the comment section of somebody's one of the MSNBC videos, and it was just so. They said back in the day, because they've always voted blue, and if their candidate lost, they weren't devastated. You know, they were disappointed, but they were devastated. Now, when the candidate loses, they're devastated because Republicans have gone that nuts. You know, just anyhow. Will he? I get yes. Death card, 7 of Wands. And the Ace of Pentacles, 3 of Swords. Yes, just to be nasty and vindictive. So yes, that's if he gets the speakership. But
I get it. Yes, he would too, you know, put him in isolation if he's standing on higher ground. But I think there's going to be some confusion over who the leader is. His time might be up. So there may be somebody else that assumes a higher position. What does Mitch McConnell think of Special Counsel Jack Smith? The fact that he's been appointed. What does the turtle? How's he feeling about it? Because he always said, take it through the courts. You know, you don't have to take it through Congress. Well, hello, that's what impeachments are for, idiot. What does he think about The appointment of Jack Smith. Reverend Billa, what are you playing with?
As long as it ain't moving.
No, it's moving because they're knocking it all over the place behind you. Right there. That is not a toy. That is not a toy.
It's in their house. It's a toy.
That's the thing you hear the most in this house. That is not a toy. Give me that. That is not a toy.
Better get that out your mouth.
McConnell, it's your chance. You can put Trump under, but you're going to put half your party under too. It's interesting. 2 of Swords and the 4 Wands both fell out. Indecision about whether to celebrate.
Yeah, I know. I feel like I need to poll again.
He's on the fence.
He's fine. Like, there's 2 of Cups and the Ace of Swords, first 2 cards. Like, okay, go for it. 6 of Wands, Ace of Wands. Okay, go for it. And then it ends in 2 of Wands, 5 of Swords. There's Mr. Jack again. So this is in the Word of Solace, like the good news card. The warning
take care
card.
of the problem you wouldn't take care of.
Yeah.
What's the word of warning?
The word of warning was the 8 of Swords. Something is binding and limited, and so you may shrink in numbers if he start taking out some of your little buddies. But the investigator in the government, he sees it as a good thing, which I don't believe. But
well, it's interesting because I got he's quiet as a tomb on the bottom, to borrow the expression that Autumn says all the time. Quiet as a tomb. I get he's satisfied and overjoyed. He thinks he's strength, a strong member of the government, and it will change things through the courts having him. He thinks it'll bring it to a quicker end also by having him. So he's too busy focusing on how do I get votes and donors and stuff. I think you're right. I think he doesn't really care one way or the other.
I pulled oracles, and something that was in his way is being there's the air, which would be your 5 of Swords, and then triumph with the Knight. So something is moving something out of his way. Friend of thy friend, or friend of thy enemy. How's that thing go? So enemy of thy enemy is my friend. I mean, okay.
Well, we're on Jack Smith.
Pansita for the orange herpes, I guess, or the Cheeto herpes, or where it's called.
Jack Smith submitted documents basically telling the court, the appeals court, Judge Cannon has no standing in this. Can you give evidence of it? And in court, they said, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, they said no. But they came back and they gave written proof, they said, that they had the standing to do this. And they named Rudy Giuliani's case over his raid. And it's like, no, that's not even similar because the DOJ asked for a special master in that case. And so they're like, it's not the same thing. So they think this whole thing through the appeals court, like they'll squash the special master and everything. But just to make sure, Judge Cannon and Merrick Garland Jack Smith and Merrick Garland sent her a letter on Thursday saying, and oh, by the way, Jack Smith will be on all documents that are involved in this case. So, nah. Judge Cannon, She had no authority to do what she did for Jack White. Is she going to face any consequences?
Why is she content on or just hell bent on ruining her life? Any consequence? There's the Fool. I think that's her in this case. The Hermit, the Sun, the Eight of Swords, Page of Cups. Yes, there will be some consequence. It will feel to her possibly out of nowhere. Like she may not be anticipating this. I think she's in over her head, period.
Mm-hmm.
Just flat out, period. This everything around her right now is way too much. She may have one of those things to where she doesn't realize what's going on until she hits the absolute rock bottom. But yeah, consequence definitely, especially when it comes to investigations.
And Jack Smith. It's like this is over before it even started, and that changes everything. She's going to have to move along. I think he'll look into, was there a payoff? Was there a quid pro quo? Something is going to come up in the courts for her that she is not going to like. She really, it's like abuse of power. There's something mismanaged here. So whether she'll lose her law license or something. Okay, let's get real petty, Johnny. When Trump's indicted, will he be able to post bail? Money to post bail? No, his kids aren't going to give him any money for bail.
You have to bring that wheelbarrow full of pennies back here.
That's for January of 2022. Anybody wants to go back on that video?
Will he be able
to post bail? To meet bail?
Well, there it is. Page of Cups or Page of Pentacles.
That's if they allow him bail, because if he's a national security risk, he might not even be offered bail.
I'm going to lean in that way. The Page of Pentacles and the Magician, I think he would be able to, because somebody else may also help in that regard. Page of Wands and the Sun, so somebody would help the progress. But there would be a judgment on isolation, so I don't think that part would even come up. He may be a risk. If he were to get arrested, what's the property on?
I get Melania will take her sweet ass time. he's got away. Let's just let him sit there for a while. Victory on that. She'd be able to come up with the money, but I think you're right. I think because of his networking and everything, that he's viewed as a flight risk, and he may not even have that option.
I could just see her. What'd you say?
What?
He's in jail. Oh, okay. What you want me to do? Oh, he needs some money. Okay.
Let me go get
Matlock coming on. I'll call you back there.
Baba, have you got any pennies?
Barry, go bail your daddy out of jail.
Go dig up Ivanka. He might have put some cash in that coffin with the documents.
I think it's $23 in there. Go get it.
somebody commented that we were early on petty. No, we're petty all the time. It doesn't matter. We can start petty and go petty all night.
I was born in the boots factory.
So, normally when someone who's been president runs again, nobody usually goes up against them, right? So, like, there's no primaries a lot of times because nobody goes against them. But there's people talking about running against Trump. So, presuming he makes it to the primaries, he's not in jail somewhere or a padded cell or whatever, how would Trump do in the primaries against other Republicans?
On a stage of 12 people.
Yeah.
11 white guys and 1 white lady. just so y'all know, we have women on our side too.
Please, Ted Cruz, run against him again so we can watch him insult your wife and your dad and everybody else in your little family and little snowflake dog and everybody.
He's the worst. Like, nobody even in Congress likes this man.
Part of me would love to see those debates just because they deserve it. It's like, Judge, let him out on bail. We want to see the debates. Let's zoom him in from prison. But he can't walk up behind him and intimidate him from prison. Thank you, Karen, for repeating our questions for us. I'm sure Melania will be like, well, let me go look in your DJ fund to pay your bill. Did you make a lot of tips last night, honey? In your little tip jar on the DJ stand. How embarrassing is it that he DJs at his own hotel?
The same 3 songs. Oh, boy. The YMCA. Does he even know what that song means?
I was trying to think of songs that would be appropriate for him. And all I can think of is that song from the 70s, There's a Dead Skunk in the Middle of the Road.
Okay, so here's what we'll do.
We digress a bit.
We need a 3-song Donald Trump playlist. That's what we need. We need to make a poster, put it under the video, and we'll read them next week. The Donald Trump playlist. That's what
Donald Trump playlist. Give us songs you would put on it.
Oh, Lord.
I'm Every Woman. Have to change the lyrics because
I'm going to make a post right now, but somebody has to take it and share it. That way it stays out because it expires after 24 hours. Text. Donald.
Oh, you never heard There's a Dead Skunk in the Middle of the Road? Come on, that's a 70s classic. It's on YouTube. I can't sing it because I'll get demonetized. Licensing issues on songs.
Oh, wait. Okay. I think it should stay up there now. Donald Trump playlist. Okay. It's up there now.
Oh, you put that on your community tab?
Yes. I should do like 3 songs. Don't do 1,000 songs. That way we can read them.
Yeah. Don't make up songs. Use an actual real song. Not changing lyrics to a song. Highway to Hell.
Y'all know the one.
Would be a good one. They call him the freak. That's awesome, Chris.
The band is called
70s and 80s music here.
No, the one from Millie Jackson's song. And got but 2 words in it. One of them is you, and the other one starts with an F. That's the song. That's number 1. Okay. How would he do in the primaries?
Oh, I
4 of Cups
I'm
and the
supposed to
Queen
pull
of
cards.
I pulled them already. I'm like, wait, what am I reading on again? We got a little off track. That's okay. 5 of Cups and the Hangman. There's some disappointment about being stuck. The 6 of Cups, the Moon, and the 5 of Pentacles. They remember. People have memories, nostalgia. They remember what happened the last time, and it was not fun. And then the 5 of Pentacles throw you out in the cold. The problem is there are still people on that stage that would kiss you behind, and we have some indecision and some victory on. So it's not a complete loss, but I do believe you wouldn't make it through, though. 4 of Swords. You'd have to retreat.
I keep getting it's going to be a woman, but this is also my card for America. But I keep getting it's a woman, and he would be out in the cold. He would try to bully the woman, of course. But I get his success would be blocked. And then I get all this feminine energy. So if it's a male, they have a lot of feminine energy. He gets knocked down to size. So I don't think he'd get it.
Y'all make the same mistake twice if you want to.
So Trump's tax returns are going to the House now, and they're going to try to move very, very quickly on them. But if they don't get finished with them, if it's too much, forensic accounting, they can always hand them off to the Senate before the Republicans take over the House. Are they going to announce anything about his tax returns before January 3rd? Is there scrutinizing them?
Is there anything newsworthy?
Anything newsworthy going to come out of this?
I was reading this comment section. I don't ever recommend doing such a thing. On some local news video where they said Donald Trump's tax returns are being sent to the House, and then below it, all of these, well, who cares? Who cares? What, really? Where you been for the past 6 years? What do you mean, really? Who cares? Okay. You don't.
It was funny. I can't remember if it was on Jimmy Kimmel or what, but they were showing like in 2034 he'll be saying, "I'll release my taxes as soon as they finish the audit."
Oh Lord. Yes, there will be something reported. I think there's something newsworthy. The Wheel of Fortune and the Empress. So there is time and something new. Also, this is your fortune and something new. So there may be something about, again, I keep saying the same thing. 10 of Swords, losses. There's something about losses, and the 6 of Cups may also have something to do with the family as well, or the children and the baby children. So all of his Trump kids. And unless he's still claiming them grown kids on his taxes, then there's the 4 of Swords and the King of Wands. There's also someone here that is listed either doing his taxes, in his taxes. There's something around his taxes that is either not real or is dead. I don't know if that's going to be reported, but that's in there. I don't know why, but there you go.
Thank you, Corliss. Yeah, I get they're moving in quick on this, and I get America will see something that has been held very close to the chest. There's a little bit of indecision as far as how much information to release, because they are going to transfer documents, I think, over to the Senate. But lies that Trump told, I think lies about like his audit are going to be brought up. Sneaky thieving things that he did on it to make his taxes look better, yeah, they're going to bring that out into the sunlight, and that's going to be a tower moment for him. But I do get that they will have unfinished work, and they'll probably pass it off to the Senate. Speaking of IRS, Trump had Mnuchin put a whole bunch of people under audit, like Comey and all those people that were in the FBI and stuff. Will Mnuchin face any consequences for,
Revenge, basically.
basically weaponizing the IRS? My Dinaling, I remember that song. Very. Mnuchin. Is he going to get in any trouble for weaponizing the IRS audits?
I see the deed, I just don't see consequence. Because I get the Three of Swords, Page of Swords, Knight of Swords. There's your attack, your spy, your lie, all that type of stuff. I don't see any consequence, though.
It's more of an image kind of consequence, like some rule made that you can't do that. And I mean, I thought it was already a law, but I think he'll get away with it. But there's something about the image of how this looks like there's some new action that's taken to fix that, because he was quite corrupt in bullying these people. So I do get yes in a way, but it's more like they've got to put some rules in place that no, you definitely cannot do that. I had a question not related to that, but now I can't find it. Senator Whitehouse submitted a report on the non-existent Kavanaugh investigation by the FBI in Trump's administration. Will there be any consequences, first for Kavanaugh and then for Ray? He's also calling out the Federalist Society for choosing all these judges and paying off their debts and things. Oh my goodness. Birds flying out everywhere.
Mm-hmm. I get yes for both. Whether they amount to anything, then that's a whole nother story. But just as a yes, no, I get 10 of cups for Comey, or not Comey, what you call it?
Kavanaugh.
Yeah, and then the star for Ray. So both yeses, but like I say, whether it amounts to anything, we shall see.
I definitely get something for both of them. I get for Kavanaugh, it's just a matter of time before judgment crashes down on him, and especially investigating into who paid off his debts, who paid him all that money, and took care of that. Going forward, he's looking at big changes. Christopher Wray, it's kind of interesting. Like, his image will forever be tied to Trump. I do feel like DOJ or somebody might charge in with an investigation on that, but it's going to take some time to produce evidence. And I get the hangman for him, so he may get sacrificed.
No honor amongst thieves.
What does the future of the Federalist Society look like? I like this question. Let's say over the next 5 years. Let's put a time limit on it.
Some internal conflict over leadership is about to start brewing right now. There's also some people within it that may have some financial deals that are a conflict as well. You get the Wheel of Fortune. So over time, things are starting to erode because right next to it is the Five of Cups. So there's a lot of loss and some grieving and some sadness and that type of thing. Six of Cups. It's changing. It's like it's not the way it used to be. And some people are sort of stuck in that mentality and that mode, and they don't like the changes because you got Page of Swords right there too. So what's interesting is the Page of Swords, the runes in here are Pertho. I think that's Manaz and Hagalas. Hagalas is hail, so something destructive. And Manaz would be your mankind, your man systems and all that type of stuff. So there's some sort of destruction within. It's small at first, and some people ignore it, and then it's going to balloon because some people hate the changes because they want to stay stuck in that nostalgia. Again, Page of Pentacles, the deals that are being made, some people don't like it. There's one man in particular, the King of Cups, that may start to vocalize some of this, which is probably why we'll hear about it.
Yeah, I think they're going to go through some changes too. They're kind of getting away with it right now, but there's a lot of sneaky stuff going on. Their payout image has now been brought to light, and all their successes at getting people in our court systems and stuff. And I get that's going to come to an end eventually over the next 5 years. That the payouts, they're going to have to defend themselves from in some way. So I think there may be an investigation into some of their actions, and they may be looking at some legal issues with that. It's those old farts that hang on to that mentality, the patriarchal society and stuff. But I get that there will be some legislation of some kind that comes through eventually from both sides of the aisle that gets passed somehow that may stop a little bit of that moneyed influence in politics. Y'all got really petty when you asked this one. Will Trump be tried in juvenile court or adult court?
Ooh, the page of cups fell out too. Well, before you even started, I'm
I was like, I wasn't even going to ask the question, but I thought it'd be kind of funny to see how it comes out in the
There's
cards.
my answer right there. Okay, let's see.
Juvenile court or adult court?
I'm like, it just fell out, and then there you go.
Before I even got the words out of my mouth.
Let me ask the oracles. The tarot has answered already. Lord. My guide understands me. This is.
And he knew what was getting ready to come out of my mouth too. I was like, well, obviously he's going to be tried in adult court, but I just thought it'd be funny to see how it comes out in the cards. I get wherever it is Biden's watching. Those back in.
I don't get. I mean, they didn't answer because there's no. Well, there is a kid in here actually, I think. Well, anyway, it gave me more of. It's going to happen, though. Like he's going to have a day in court, as far as the oracle is concerned. Caduceus would be your communications. The wolf is someone dangerous, and then fire is reckless action leads to conflict, and so. It's going to happen. The Page of Cups may be tried as a minor. So because not to be Beauty and the Beast about it, but because he may have a defense of I didn't know what I was doing. So maybe he'll get
the naivete of the Page of Cups, which is interesting because I got the Page of Cups also. I'm like patience, it's coming. I get right now they're just asking the questions and putting together the structure of what the charges are going to be, because it's coming. And it's just a matter of time here. And I get the Three of Cups celebrating. So no matter when it comes, it will be really, really strong. He will be completely trapped, and it will make him very, very anxious and bring everything to an end and big changes. And he may be going and crying for his mommy.
Okay, y'all stand by.
He will act childlike.
Stand by.
He will act childlike. Are you getting the creepy baby head out?
Stand by. Where did you go? Where art thou? He needs someone to help him go to court. We'll find you. We'll find you a ride. There you go. He'll help you go to court. This is your lawyer, dog.
That's the way his lawyers act, like they don't even know the law. They write things in their things they present to the court that make no sense. It's like, no, the judge even called him on it. Like, you already tried that argument and already ruled on that argument. You quit submitting the same argument over and over.
Oh, wait. Let me do that too.
Which one Melania like to be first lady again?
I wouldn't imagine.
It's heard, help me. Crap. In a prenup or something.
How does she feel about the potential of being first lady? Maybe now she'll say, who gives a crap about Valentine's Day and Easter and Halloween?
No cards are flying out. I'm putting them back in and see if they come out again. He hates Christmas.
Goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people cards out of 10. No, 7 people cards out of 10. And then there's the lovers and the 10 of pentacles, which can be people too. That's the 10 of wands. So no, that's a burden. And then the 7 of wands, I don't think so at all. She doesn't want to be around that whole thing. It was a burden because there's nothing but people here.
Yeah, I get it's all image, it's all show. That's how she thought of the position here. Like I have to look pretty all the time. And in secret I get she wanted to go away and escape, and it drove her batty and power movement and all the sneaky stuff going on. I get no, and it the job makes her drink. So I think she drinks quite a bit when she's having to do her first lady type duties.
I mean, when they first started out, she wouldn't even move to the White House. They had to basically tell her you have to because we can't pay you to stay. We can't keep paying to you for you to stay here.
Yeah, in New York, they couldn't pay for the security up in New York. So she moved down to D.C., but she moved in with her parents. With Barron. She stayed at her parents' house in D.C. with Barron most of the time. Will Melania ever divorce Trump? Or is she just waiting on him to die and try to get something?
He'd be his divorce attorney.
If his divorce attorneys are anything like his legal attorneys he's got now, she might make some more money off of it.
She ever divorced him? She wants to.
Got Baba on the side. The goat herder. Oh, she hopes something happens. Let's see.
Will she ever? No, but she wants to. The Page of Pentacles, that's the agreement. That's how the reading ends. It starts with the King of Swords. There's your Trump. And then the Hierophant, your traditions and morals and all that. There's the Emperor and the Empress as well. Empress is in the word of warning. So possibly extra women's, or you don't have the confidence to go on your own. But stuck. Stand in place, clinging to thy money. Because that's all she really cares about. The 4 of Pentacles, your crown chakra, your heart chakra, your root chakra, are all covered by Pentacles. So that's all she really cares about. As long as he has at least $48 she can take, she'll stay there.
I get her challenge is to get divorced. Like she'd really like to, but she's on the day-to-day she has unfinished work to do, so she's signed some sort of legal agreement. Right now I guess she's waiting on him to die. And then she'll move on with Barron, and feel quite victorious in that. She'll wait for her payout from the kids and the family estate and everything. So but meanwhile I guess she's living quietly in isolation with her lover, Baba. Or whoever. She's certainly not sharing a bedroom with Trump.
She did it once to get a kid, and that was it.
That was enough. Not a petty question, but I think since we're talking about Trump and women, we have to look at Eugene Carroll. Her new battery/rape lawsuit went through this week in the court. So, how is that going to work for Trump? Because it's completely different from her civil suit. This is.
I did a reading on her, and it said something about her morphing a case or starting something new or adding something new to it. And that would be more successful than the defamation for some reason. So,
because they passed that the laws where there wasn't a statute of limitations, so she brought the big guns out.
How's that going to go for her? Wouldn't it be awesome if that's the thing? Right, all this other stuff, if that's the thing that just
like his DNA and stuff.
It just did it. So not that she doesn't know this, but it's going to be very tough with the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands, though, is your reminder card that you're almost there. The tenacity and the strength that you must take, the fortitude you must have. Just keep it going. Again, when injustice becomes law, resistance becomes duty. So you have to keep going. You have to keep fighting. This is worth it in the end. So that Nine of Wands is telling you it is worth it, but there is going to be some delays because just the delay came. So it's going to be that, but there is some victory within the courts. So whatever it is you're trying to push through the courts, that is going to actually work for you. So if you're just trying to get the case heard on the docket, whatever, those things are going to go a little more smoothly. But the details is what you really need. There is some success around that. The word of warning is the King of Swords, which is actually a good card to have in the warning position because you can expect what he's going to do because you know his game plan already. Word of Solace is the Page of Pentacles. So there's some sort of document, some sort of all of the financial documents, all the resource documents or your resources themselves are going to play good for you. And then
she's got something tangible, like his DNA on her dress or something.
Big time. And then Temperance. This will work. It's just going to have to keep your balance, maintain your composure, and keep your head to the sky because this is going to be worth it in the end, but it's going to be difficult in the process.
Yeah, there's definitely with that moon card, there's a lot of feminine energy in this. So it's not just Eugene Carroll. It's almost like it's all the women that he has abused, and even the young teen girls in the Teen USA contests and stuff. It's almost like all this feminine energy that. The moon goes in cycles, so it's going to take a little while to get there. But I get like she's got unfinished work besides just the defamation, just the talking communication. She has tangible evidence, and I get Trump will lose this. We're going to learn more as this goes along, but he will lose this case, and it could literally be one of the things that sends him away somewhere. It's going to take time. To get through this, but I think judgment will be on Trump in this case.
So you really want to be a lawyer, do you?
Little creepy baby head. Oh wait, we have to do one more because I forgot about this one. When I'm doing personal readings and then when I'm doing the Sunday nights, like Roro's always up here on the table. Skew Man now is coming up on the table all the time, little Skewy, Bella and everything. What do they think I'm doing when I'm reading tarot cards?
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna let you pull up that one.
Well, two fell out. There's the Five of Wands and the High Priestess. So there may be some fighting in details psychically.
Or a game going on.
I think they may be tuned in what you're doing. I think. Give me three. Okay, what that? King of Cups. That's my God card. So this is spiritual practice here. I mean, two more. And I'll pull an Oracle card too. Uh-oh. That was 3, but we'll take it. 4 of Cups, but they don't actually care though. So I just throw that out there.
Unless it involves them.
Unless it involves something they want. They want the attention and what they want because, they're greedy.
Because Roro's the only one.
Their house again. Another one flew up. What is this?
Roro's the only one that pulls cards with me.
Page of Cups. Maybe that's her.
Young and naive.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, jeez. That's 3. Okay. Change the sun, which is energy and seduction. They just want attention. Pay attention to me. They know what you're doing because you do it all the time. So it's a thing that they may be more in tuned than we previously thought, but they don't really care.
Like when I'm doing mediumship, I wonder if they pick up on the spirits around and stuff too. But they're so young. It's like they're curious about everything. I mean, they're not fearful of anything. So it's really funny. Like when I take them out in the stroller, they're like looking at everything. Yeah, that was Joyce's question. Joyce and chat.
There's your Queen of Wands.
The reader. And all my little familiars. Well, thank you guys for joining us tonight. If you'd like to book a reading with me, you can go to jenlentarot.com to schedule a reading. I also sell gift cards, and there are you can scroll through the gift cards. There's a birthday one, a Christmas one, and a generic Jen Lim that has my logo on it. If you are buying a gift card for a Christmas present, do it a few days before Christmas because it takes about 48 hours for it to be active and the email to go out to the person. Johnny will be live Thursday night on your channel or Adrian's?
Adrian's channel.
On Adrian, Red Lentil Healing channel.
And I just seen it. Trillium Tarot may be going live too this week to talk tarot decks, which I like to do. So I may join her too if she actually does decide to go live. So just keep a check or a lookout for her channel too.
Okay. And we'll be on House of Lenormand channel next week. Becca will be back with us, hopefully. You guys have a wonderful week, and we will see you next Sunday night.